Let's see whose is better for game number 1.
Okay. Should be pretty good here. I mean, of course, we're going to have Fiend in the red Queen Eye, and then on the other side, I'm like, is that your side? There's no way. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, damn sure, nice end-sig from Fiend is almost going to lead to enough off the top, and it is indeed Manhattan Cafe. You see the pass there from the neutral sig from Fiend, and then another attempt at the recovery right there from Kant. It's not going to work, but the plan looks powerful.
Plan does look powerful. Hipper tries to find a little bit of an alley-oop, gets the recovery, not enough for the stock off the top, gets the angle correct onto Fiend as well, but just did not connect. It's going to be a stock flying, though. Fiend still hanging on to this, though. Queen Eye once again.
Yeah, no, this is intense. Fiend goes for another recovery here. Opportunity, as we do have respawn coming in from Kyrios, but it doesn't really matter. The stock's fly so fast. D-Light recovery is going to be another stock off the top of Hipper. And now, the blue team even with the red team. So despite all those plays from Fiend we saw earlier, it's been equal.
Absolutely. Okay. Off stage, Manhattan Cafe, a little bit of an awkward situation with the Sair coming over the top to just cover their tracks, but very healthy here. Look at Manhattan Cafe. So confident to just go right down with the pogo. So now it's a little bit of an off-stage situation. As I say it, Fiend on the right side finds the stock with that signature confirmed. Gets Hipper down to their last.
Manhattan Cafe throwing out 3 N6s on that spear, all of them connecting and finding the mark, leading to that stock being taken. Can Fiend make it back here? Gets caught by the unarmed down air and does get the wall touch. Kyrios doesn't go for the grab, he cancel, do like ground pound, and Fiend makes it back.
Yeah, that's rough. I feel like Kyrios had that stock relatively secured. Maybe was just a little bit scared about another red team member coming in to try to interrupt that situation. Kaito completely healthy on the stock. Kyrios will fall. Manhattan Cafe soon to follow. Now this is up to Hipper to just stay in this for a little bit. Actually trades a stock back to keep blue team in the mix.
Yeah, if you're Hipper here, you're probably going to be wanting to playing around kind of the side platforms a little bit more to give yourself the most opportunity to run away from your opponent. You see kind of since the base platform is a little bit empty for a moment, he comes down and starts throwing some nairs. Fiend is trying to get him though. Almost gets him with the recovery. It's not going to work.
Okay, now if I'm red team, I'm looking at Hipper off stage, yeah, playing the super patient, now without a weapon, right? Fiend and Kaito can just turn their heads towards him, but it actually is just a stomp Sair from Kaito to force the 3v2. Off stage, another Sair, doesn't get the KO, but does disarm. Manhattan Cafe falls instead, and once again, there is a baby fish with a bunch of sharks in the water, but the Sair off the side will be enough to take that first game. Fiend, Kant, and Kaito on a rampage right now.
Yeah, no, that was brutal. You know, that last little exchange we saw toward the end there, it seemed like the kind of thing where, like, the red team might even be the team being behind in that situation. And then I blinked, and then it was like, nope, they just won the game so hard and so fast.
Yeah, so we are seeing kind of the Queen Nai isms from either team, right? You had pointed out the multiple signatures in a row, just run into it, run into it, run into it. Eventually, you'll get there. But I think you also talked about earlier the versatility of a Queen Nai being able to true confirm into some, if not all, of her signature kit is really important for a format like this, right? When you can just secure KOs with powerful signatures.
Yeah, it's really nice because on her own, she can do D-Light into neutral sig on spear, but then she also has like some pretty straightforward signatures as well. So if you get a pass from someone else on the team, you can just very easily confirm that into her side sig or something and get a really early KO. So kind of occupies both the ability to get the knockouts by herself and also with the aid of the partner on the pass really easily.
Oh my gosh, recovery, exhausted recovery, off the top with the sword, finds the first stock. Kaito off stage, Kant with the save though.
Okay, recovery's gonna be enough. Sidelight in there, gonna be some bit of extra damage on the left side. We see, I think, Fiend falling there from Manhattan.
Wait, Fiend gets the double there, okay. D-Light doesn't get burned into too much more. Sair bounces off the wall, Kant recovers. Look at this, red team just all off stage, and the ground pound from downtown will find that stock, just covering every possible recovery angle.
Yeah, things are getting sticky over here, but they're trying their best to hang on. See both teams putting in so much effort here. Fiend trying to follow up off the pass from a teammate here. He gets a D-Light, he's throwing out these N6. They cover that second platform so well. It's going to be hard to avoid that if you're someone on the enemy team just trying to dash on the plat. Jeez. Antic for
falling
Antic.
off the top. Fiend actually out of resources as well, just caught it out the corner of my eye. Sweat beating off the bottom, so 2 red team members down to their last stock versus 1 on the side of blue. Could be Manhattan Cafe going down to their last as well, but Queen Nye, like we said, pretty tanky. Slide charges off is Fiend, but doesn't connect, so Manhattan's hanging on for just a little bit longer as Kyrios, or HipperXII, is the one to fall to their last. Now Manhattan hits their last, but 1 across the board.
Ooh, okay, this is where it all really matters here. You can see Kant has been able to pick up a pair of guitars. Fiend doing such a good job kind of dashing around the stage and getting caught here. And, yeah, they have more Queen Knives on their team, so maybe that's a difference maker here. But there's so much Qatar action. You can see Kant just dashing, half-piping everyone on the stage, tries to combo off of that stomp. Oh my goodness, we have someone on stage here. Kaito gets hit by the weapon toss as well. Yo! And he misses the save, so he's not going to be able to get back, and now we have a 2v2.
Yup, 2v2 indeed. Manhattan Cafe went for that slide charge off as well, just to try to cover a lot of space, but it didn't connect to anyone. Just a tried, true, and honest 2v2 now from both team members here. Manhattan Cafe gets the first big swing. Can't! Okay, hits with the down air, but it was a KO on his teammate.
Ground pounds, Fiend, brother? Huge mistake. You know he didn't want to do that, but now he has to make up for it in spades. If you win this game, Fiend might forgive you, but it's not looking likely as they're going to see the blue team is able to secure that game with a nice recovery from Manhattan Cafe.
Gonna have to be writing an apology note to send in the mail a few business days later. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what was going on with that ground pound either. I mean, maybe he thought that there was like, I could just do an aerial and just, again, like we had talked about with some of the recovery situations before, hit my teammate, maybe like refresh one of their jumps, allow them a chase dodge or something along those lines. But it just did not work out at all. So whatever was cooking, it's burned.
I think it was, he tried to jump out and fastball to get below Fiend as quickly as he could.
Oh,
and then
maybe to like recovery. I see.
And then ended up getting ground pound instead and KO'd. That's almost certainly right.
I don't think there's an input tracker for Brawlhalla, but I'm with you on that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, that's going to be the first game, or the second game, excuse me, right? Damn, that's crazy. I mean, the more Queen Knives is one thing. Let's keep it a stack here.
But they got rid of her.
They got rid of her. Maybe that was the difference maker, though.
I know. You know, maybe. I was kind of digging it, to be honest, but it's okay. It's okay. At least each team still has one. It's kind of funny one of them had two, though. Oh, whoa.
1-1.
Manhattan.
Manhattan is going to Manhattan on that one. I don't know where. We were trying to get brunch, but it wasn't down there.
They figured that out real quick. Said, ooh, I'm in the wrong hood, and then kind of took a step back.
All right. A little bit back to some normalcy here, though, off the right side. That platform allowing so much horizontal range. Hipper actually electing for a Scythe Legend here as well on the Mordex. The weapon toss comes through, secures the stock all the way around. Can't connect to it either. Desperately tries to ground pound unarmed to at least just secure the stock and give another recovery option to Hipper, but it will be a stock trade happening right there.
Unsurprisingly, the members of 3 stocks are both of the knives on the respective teams of Manhattan. Gets caught by an Entig from Fiend in the worst possible position for that to have happen and ends up losing the stock there. Fiend, can you get out the corner? It looks like the answer is yes. Accidental friendly fire gives him an opening.
I'm just like jaw on the... This right platform has just been like an arbiter of chaos for the entire game so far. Look at this. Off stage, ground pound from Manhattan, tries to connect the recovery as well, but the Sair, once again, safety is found on that right soft moving platform, and Manhattan Cafe closes the book on it. Now just swaps over towards the left side instead. Tries to let a signature rip, doesn't connect, get caught in 3v1 whirlwind. And somehow Manhattan makes it out. That's insane.
Okay, and now we have Kyrios down to the final stock as well, so things looking a little bit dicier for the blue team here. And trying to recover low, doesn't recover into the stage, goes for a ground pound, gets counter punch, and recover to the platform though, so he's gonna be able to get out of harm's way.
Okay, actually looping around towards the other side. It is not a long wall on the left side though. Kyrios is going to do the same. Kaito covering it, tries to make it happen a little bit more with the GCD light from Kyrios to counter punch a little bit. We'll start to look a little bit rough here. Kyrios doesn't have a weapon. Fiend is the one guarding it. Manages to skirt by and grab a rocket lance, but Fiend still kind of holding the corner there. Kyrios just trying to run this defense.
You can see at the same time it's going to be
oh, the double!
Hipper getting caught. Oh no!
You respawn
Oh,
into
no.
a 1v3. Logically, where do you think your head's at here? Hipper finds one onto Fiend, but Fiend has 2 stocks left. You
Nice
do not want to
catch.
be targeting him down.
Oh yeah, this is pretty much impossible. Every hit Hipper gets here, doing it unarmed right now. Even goes for a gravity cancel and sig, and then gets a chase dodge into recovery as well. Goes for another gravity cancel and sig, because why not? I mean, at this point, he's just doing stuff. And a little bit of silliness happening on the team there. They just feel like they've got it so bad.
Oh my gosh, this is an island of destruction and decimation with 3 red team members just patrolling this moving platform. Kant tries to swoop in to take that KO away, but it will be one off the top to make it 2-1 in Fiend, Kant, and Kaito's favor.
Yeah, that was one of those situations where it was over before the 1v3 even started. Both teams knew it, you know? So kind of abandoned the plan of, you know, let me try to go for the best possible play here, and let me just kind of do what is silly and fun, because you know your days are numbered, so you may as well, you know, cross some things off your bucket list.
I'm just trying to imagine it. Like, imagine this was the POV of who was the last player to come back? It was Hipper, right? Yeah, Hipper's getting carried back in. Imagine this is POV, right? You just get carried back in by your little respawn animal, and I'm thinking of like the Donald Glover with the pizza and his whole apartment's on fire meme.
Yeah.
He just walks in, he's like, "Where's my teammates? Where did they go? What am I supposed to do about this?" So now he's just stuck in the worst possible situation in a crazy and chaotic format that is triples. And it's pretty much just a no-win situation, regardless of which way you cut it.
Yeah, no, absolutely brutal. It's just like a prisoner getting thrown in the ring with a bull, being left to fend for themselves. You know, like what do I do here? How do I get out of this one alive? But the answer was, looks like maybe not so much this time around.
Yeah, you don't.
There is
You
another
go
chance.
to the next game.
That's rough. That's rough. But here we go. Ooh, we're going to Spirit Realm for once. We haven't really been able to see this stage yet today on stream, so this should be fun.
And once again, Fiend, Kant, and Kaito with a lot of momentum at their backs. This will be another set in a row in the elimination bracket to face off against Maxac and Reaper. But we'll see if Kyrios, Hipper, and Manhattan Cafe have anything else to say about it. Maybe force another game 5 situation.
Okay, let's see. Opportunity for Hipper here for the ground pound. Gets 2. It's not going to be enough. Gets counter hit as well. But a nice hit for his teammate to allow one of them to go high. And then also use the chase dodge to kind of reposition both of them at the same time.
Ooh, Fiend with a little bit of a spot dodge here to get around the Sir Roland signature. Dodges another one. That's going to be a double KO off the top. Manhattan and Hipper fall while Kyrios was just kind of playing this footsies game back and forth. We do see an attempt off the left side, pushes Fiend. That was sweat beads, but a little bit close to the side platform. Fiend's able to touch right back down. Now it's going to be shenanigans off the right side. Kaito covers it. Fiend tries to close the book off it, off the backboard as well. Every single player is off the right side, and it is Manhattan Cafe calmly, coolly, and collectively finding the Sair to get that stock finally.
So I gotta ask you, how do you feel about this strategy? Because the strategy effectively is, who has the highest defense in the game and we believe is strong in 2s right now? And they just grabbed Nye and Roland and said, that's just going to be our team for this game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's working, right? Like, and this is a funny thing, and I'm glad you brought up 2s as well, because it's starting to happen in 2s. We said it might be the dawn of a defense meta, with Queen Nyes and Sir Roland starting to just show up left and right in 2s. So if it works in 2s, I would imagine it does pretty okay in 3s. Then you can maybe play, like, spec into a little bit of a more offensive legend, or you can just go full defense and see what happens from there. That's going to be the stock off of Hipper to go to last. A second one to follow from Manhattan Cafe, and once again, Kyrios is the odd man out in terms of these respawn timings. Hang on. Hang on.
Something going on the right side here. Ground pound onto Fiend. Can he make it back? He's going to do the weapon throw. Kyrios tries to catch him on the corner. And then Nair's going to give Fiend the ability to get back. But Kant goes down too. And Kaito still goes down. And so now, was it worth it?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, Kyrios had that stock completely on lock, even dodged through the weapon toss upwards. That would have maybe given a saving grace for, I believe it was Fiend, he was edge guarding in that situation. But regardless, it's last stocks for everyone, and this is Blue Team's tournament life.
And they're trying their best here. A lot of down tigs coming up from Sir Rollins here, and they have swords in your hand, and then you have the guitars from Kant on the side. Ooh, that side tig is almost enough to clear out Hipper, though, and on the left side, you can see Kyrios trying to get one. It looks like someone is in a fall there. It's Fiend actually loses that stock. Wait a second, the blue team might be able to force this to a game 5.
Okay, a little bit of a miscue from Kyrios. Hits his teammate, his fellow Sir Roland. Oh no, the double again, and Kyrios is stuck in the middle.
It can happen so quickly, and just like that, what was a numbers advantage has become a numbers deficit here as Kyrios is left all by himself. Ooh, gets the dodge back in time, only needs one strong hit onto either of these members of the red team, but he's going to get caught by the ground pound. And somehow, some way, Fiend, Kant, and Kaito are able to bring that game 4 around and win the set 3-1. I really thought we were going to a game 5 there for a moment.
Wow, I mean, that was 3 sets of the Manhattan Cafe and Hipper lose their...